and shadows fall, I'll be beside you whenever you call. When worries weigh heavy and fears take flight, I'll be your strength, guiding through the night. And when the days are dark and heavy on your heart, I'll be the voice to guide you through the dim. Strong walls may crumble, but within you've got the spark. Just turn the key, let light dissolve the grim. Did you think you were alone in your feelings? Strike a match, let your inner strength be seen. Welcome to all things serious. In the depths of your despair, where demons roam, I'll be the hand to hold. You're never alone. When storms rage fierce and winds blow strong, I'll be the shelter in your soul where you belong. Welcome to all things serious.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Things Serious. Let's see who we got in chat right now. Maddie, how you doing? P. Barnes, how you doing? Kevin K, how you doing? Rhonda Rue, how you doing? So can I get a 1 in chat? Make sure everybody can hear me loud and clear. Loud and clear. Viprin, how you doing? So I got a few things I want to address. Justice Jane, how you doing? Dose of Rose, how you doing? Juicer, how you doing? I got a few things. I got one thing I want to share, and then I want Justice Jane. So a dear friend of mine that lives a few towns away from me just lost his house to a fire. Just want to put that thought in people's heads, to send prayers. Just found out today that he lost everything. Lost everything, him and his mother. So, but let me get on to, no, here in Florida, not California. Here in Florida, they believe somebody, I don't know how it happened. I don't know if he wants me to share the images of his house on, but I talked to him today. I saw pictures. My best friend called me up and told me, so I reached out to my friend. And, yeah, he lost everything. But let's get on with the show. I will discuss it afterwards. How are you doing, Actions, Not Distractions? Welcome in. How you doing? So, we're covering illnesses and depression, okay? Understanding the link between chronic disease and depression. That's what illnesses are, chronic disease. So what is a chronic disease? A chronic disease is a condition that lasts at least 1 year and requires ongoing medical attention or limits activities of daily living, or both. Examples: chronic diseases include autoimmune diseases, diabetes, cancer, epilepsy, heart disease, HIV/AIDS, hypothyroidism, multiple sclerosis, and pain. MS and pain. Can chronic disease lead to depression? People who have chronic disease are at a higher risk of developing depression. Depression can be triggered by anxiety, stress, or other challenges caused by chronic disease. Brain changes from chronic disease, such as Parkinson's or stroke. Medication used to treat chronic disease. A personal or family history of depression or unalive. I wish there's so many, I wish I could say other things. But YouTube. Research suggests people who have chronic disease and depression tend to have more severe symptoms of both illnesses. Sarah, how you doing? Wilby, how you doing? Fruit Loops, how you doing? So people who have depression are at a higher risk of developing certain chronic diseases, including a heart disease, diabetes, stroke, pain, osteoporosis, Alzheimer's disease. This may be due to challenges completing tasks that are good for health, such as eating well, exercising, due to symptoms like fatigue. Challenges accessing medical care that can help prevent, detect, or treat physical health issues early and avoid the progression of a chronic disease. Changes in the way the body functions due to depression, such as increased inflammation, reduced blood circulation, and heart rate control, and abnormalities in stress hormones. What are signs and symptoms of depression? Kathy, how you doing? So common signs and symptoms of depression include persistent, sad, anxious, or empty mood. Feelings of hopelessness and pessimism. Feelings of irritability, frustration, or restlessness. Feelings of guilt, worthlessness, and helplessness. Loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies and activities. Fatigue, lack of energy, or feeling slowed down. Difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. Difficulty sleeping, waking up too early in the morning, or oversleeping. Changes in appetite or unplanned weight changes. Physical aches and pains, headaches, cramps, or digestive problems without a clear physical cause that do not go away with treatment. Thoughts of death or attempts or unalive. Not everyone who is depressed experiences all of these symptoms. Some people may only experience a few symptoms, while others experience many. Depression symptoms interfere with day-to-day functions and can cause significant distress for the person experiencing them. If you show a sign or symptoms, while others, if you show signs or symptoms of depression and they persist or do not go away, talk to a healthcare provider. So I'm going to open up the panel because I know a few people. NorCal, how you doing? I know a few people that struggle with illnesses and it affects their mental health. So I'm willing to open up the panel for discussion. Depression and physical illness are closely related and can have bidirectional effect on each other. Rody Gal, how you doing? People with chronic illness are more likely to develop depression, and depression can increase the risk of developing chronic illness. Depression can be triggered by a number of factors related to chronic illness, including stress and anxiety. The challenges of living with a chronic illness can lead to depression. Brain changes. Some chronic illnesses are saying, how you doing? Like Parkinson's disease or a stroke, can cause brain changes that contribute to depression. Medications. Some medications used to treat chronic illnesses can contribute to depression. Behavioral changes. The limitations of chronic illness can lead to a gradual withdrawal from activities, which can contribute to depression. Depression can also increase the risk of developing chronic illnesses, such as type 2 diabetes. Depression is associated with behaviors that increase the risk of chronic illnesses, like smoking, obesity, physical inactivity. Depression can also make it harder to adhere to self-care regimens and medical treatments. Oh, yes, I know that all too well. When you're depressed, you don't want to do nothing. Let's welcome to the stage Vibrant.
What's up?
What's going on, Vibrant?
Is my mic working?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just making sure because I was messing with a lot of stuff this morning. I don't know if I messed it up or not.
Yes, Rody Gal, it suppresses your immune system. So, Nana's Dragonfly, how you doing?
Nana, what's up?
So,
Hey, Rhonda.
I will tell you this. Having arthritis is tough, especially in your back.
Hey, Kathy. Yeah, back arthritis sucks.
Lower back. I have arthritis in my lower back. You know.
Yeah, I've been in pain since yesterday morning, dude. Mine's my lower left side. It's my left side this time, but dude, my pain is so bad. It was hurting so bad. I was like dry heaving. Felt like I was going to throw up. It was pretty bad.
Sorry to hear that, Vibrant. I'm just glad you're getting the treatment you've much needed.
Yeah, me too. But it's still a struggle even with treatment. Because then again, when it comes to, I mean, finish your thing. Well, we could talk about all the depression and chronic illness and stuff with on my end after you get done with what you're talking about.
So, most of you guys know, a couple of years ago, I've talked about it on other platforms, but I'm going to share it here. So, at the height of the pandemic, at the height of it, just before everything was shut down, I slipped and fell. And I landed on my lower back. Okay. And I compressed my spine. And I had nerve damage. And then everything got shut down. And it was like pulling teeth to get in to see the doctor, to get an MRI. I had an X-ray. And they tried to put me through physical therapy. And I said, no, I do not want to go to physical therapy until I know what's wrong with my back. So they fought and they got the MRI and they found out what was wrong. So they put me through water therapy. But up until that point, I was bedridden. I couldn't do nothing. I was depressed. You know, every time I got out of bed, my back hurt, everything, right? I just gave up. I didn't do nothing. I was just, you know, depressed all the time. And on top of that, I couldn't see my therapist. Everything, I'm an in-person. I go to therapy in person. Hold on. Give me just a second, Vibrant.
Okay.
Is that you, Kevin?
Yeah, hello.
All right, just making sure.
Hello.
So back to what I was saying, right? Is I was depressed, so it was renting space in my head that, you know, I'm like, my life is over. I can't do nothing. I can't do what I used to do. I can't play basketball. I can't play flag football. I can't climb ladders no more. You know, there was a lot of things that I can't do no more because of the back pain. Then I started getting into physical therapy. They finally started letting me do things. I got into physical therapy, got into water therapy. I'm able to work out now, but I still can't climb ladders. I can't paint houses no more. I can't play basketball no more. I can't play football no more because of my back pain. It's too much. You know, I did the injections. They didn't work. I got to get my knees replaced.
Sorry.
I got to get my knees replaced. They don't want to do it until I'm 50. And then I had a doctor tell me, this was funny, right? This is what I don't understand, okay? So in my late 20s, early 30s, when I was in shape with bad knees, I went to a knee specialist and they said, you have to have your knees replaced. Okay. And I'm like, well, why not do it? Well, we have to wait until you're 50. Okay. Because the knees only last 20 years. That's what they told me. Knees, artificial knees, when you do knee replacements, they only last 20 years. So I'm like, all right, I got to wait. I'm going to have to wait until I'm 50. Well, the condition has gotten worse over time. You know, so I go to the gym and work out, and I'm recovering 2 days later from exercising because of my legs, my knees. You know, because you got to do some cardio before you work out. You have to get your blood flowing. You have to get your heart rate going before you start lifting weights. You can't do anything cold. You have to get your muscles warmed up. So, and the only reason why I know this is because I was in the gym 5 days a week. I was shredded. I looked good. And then, you know, recently I went to a knee specialist and they said I have to lose weight to get my knees replaced. I'm like, well, back then when I had the issue, why couldn't you have done it then and I would have stayed in shape? So, no, I don't do medication, Kevin. I don't do medication at all. Nothing.
Me either. Not
No.
anymore.
I never did. Never will. Yes, Kathy, I hate the weight excuse for delaying of treatment. Okay. I have never done any type of pain management, pain medication, because the thing is I know my personality. So I deal with the pain. You know, Some days it's easier than others, and I roll with the punches. Some days are harder than others. Aussie True Crime, how you doing? But I roll with the punches.
My problem was I couldn't deal with the pain in my back and legs. It hurt so bad. It was either painkillers or who knows.
Well, see, the thing is, right, is when you take pain medication, it's only a Band-Aid.
I know.
It doesn't improve it. It doesn't improve it. It doesn't fix the problem.
Well, doctors were just throwing painkillers at me.
So what you got to do as a client, as a patient, you have to tell them what to do. You have to tell them, say, hey, this is my problem and I need help. I don't want to take medication for it. I need it fixed.
That's what I said. And I'm sure you've had epidurals, right?
Yes.
I've had 15 of them. And 6 rhizotomies over like 10 years or 12 years. And nothing at all helped.
How you doing now?
Not very good. I mean, I have bad days and better days. But, I mean, nobody in my family believes me. My brother's like, take 2 Tylenol and 2 ibuprofen, and you'll be fine. I'm like, dude, you don't know what's going on. And I've got paperwork saying that my back is basically destroyed. You know, nobody believes me, and that's just what drives me nuts.
That's right, Dose. Everyone needs to be their best advocate. Talk to your doctor, and if they don't seem to listen, tell them again. Or find another doctor.
Yeah, find multiple doctors, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I went through 8 doctors in 10 years. 10 or 12, like that.
I actually was having trouble because I guess COVID, and I guess we're losing a lot of doctors and primaries and neurologists here in Oklahoma. I went through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 doctors in last year. Every time I would get a doctor, they would prescribe me with something, a medication or infusion treatment, and they would leave the practice. And guess what happens when that happens? Well, they don't tell you, for one. They just do it, and then you get a letter right after they leave the practice. Oh, you don't have a doctor anymore. You need to find another primary doctor, and your medications are expiring within 24 hours. So then,
oh my God, I'm sorry.
And it sucks, man. Like, because then my infusion treatment, they canceled it, and then I had to find more because then my stuff started coming back. All my relapses started coming back and stuff. And it's a struggle. It is. And medications, I refuse to take hardcore medications. I do take pain meds, but I don't take any hardcore pain meds. I take like my gabapentin neuropathy, right? I take that because if I don't take that, I can't walk. And then I also take, Advil and ibuprofen and all that stuff doesn't work for me. It doesn't matter how much of them I take. The only one that seems to work for me was Motrin IB, which is ibuprofen, but there's something different with Motrin that works compared to just regular ibuprofen. So I did learn that, and I do take too much of that. My doctor did tell me, multiple doctors told me that it'll affect my liver if I don't slow down on it. So every time I usually have a migraine and stuff, I take that because it will stop it. But
it'll affect your kidneys. And
kidneys.
Too much Tylenol affects your liver.
Yeah, I still take it. I try not to take pain meds. I'm used to the pain, but there's a point where the pain is overwhelming and I have to like this last night, early this morning, I was having trouble sleeping. I was in so much pain. I was literally like I was going to throw up. I kept on dry heaving. I felt like I was going to throw up. That's how bad the pain was. And when that starts happening, I know the pain's pretty damn bad. So I had to do something about it. And I'm still a little bit in pain, but it's a struggle with medications. But I mean, I recommend going to different doctors if you have issues with your doctor or they don't listen to you. Fortunately, the good thing is I haven't had an issue where people didn't listen to me. When they diagnosed me with what they diagnosed me with, every time I have issues, they listen to all the things I have. I always make a list every day. If I come up with some symptom, I make a list. I list everything on the phone. And the biggest issue when it comes to depression, we're talking about the depression with chronic illness. One of the biggest issues is the fact of not being able to do the things you like to do as a passion anymore. And then also even treatment. It's like, even with treatment, it's like I have these symptoms, but then I can't say that it's because of my MS, or I can't say it's because I'm allergic to the medication I'm on. So it's kind of a hit and miss, because it's like every time something happens, I can't say it's my MS, or I can't say that I'm allergic to the new pills I'm on, or the new infusion treatment, because MS does mimic a lot of the time some other things. So, and even with depression, I'm taking all these meds for depression, and they're like, "Well, how do you feel now?" I'm like, "Well, I'm sleeping all the time," and they're like, "That's a sign of depression." I was like, "Well, it could be my MS. I don't know, because I was having sleeping problems before I started dealing with the hardcore depression." So it's a hit and miss. It's like there's so many mimic things. It's really hard to. Every time I go to the doctor, I'm like, I don't know if it's this or that, so I can't tell you what the reasoning for this is, and it becomes very. I don't know. It messes mentally. It messes with me, the fact that I like to know what my problems are. Even going to therapists, I have 3 therapists a week. Even going to them, it's like I like to know what my problems are, and all this stuff, but I can't say that it's because of depression or it's because of my MS, because my MS mimics a lot of things that go along with the depression.
Right.
Yep.
Like back and forth, it's a struggle, because that actually makes my depression harder to control, because it's so different, because it could be my MS that's causing the issues, like sleeping all the time, or my chronic pain, but it could also be the depression at the same time. I don't know. It's really hard to
It is. It is. When you're in pain, physical pain, you get depressed because you're in pain. But when you have depression, it's a double-edged sword. So Rana, how you doing? It's a vicious cycle, and it sucks sometimes. Because I used to be physically fit. I had a full scholarship for basketball. I was very athletic. Very athletic.
So was I.
So, up until I slipped and fell, I would fight through the knee pain. It was when I fell and injured my back. I've never been the same person. Never been the same. And it's tough, because the older you get, the harder it is to keep weight off, to be physically fit. It's tough.
Yeah, you would think with all this new technology, they could do something about it.
Yeah, and then you have what they call self-esteem issues on top of it. Okay, a lot of people struggle with. If I showed you a picture of what I looked like before the back pain and before the mental breakdown to what I look like now, it is a big contrast. Okay, it's 2 different people. 2 different people.
Same
Two
here.
different mindsets, two different appearances, two total different people. You know, when they tell you that the mind can do a number on the body, it's true. It's true.
I believe that the mind is so powerful that you can overcome almost anything.
You can.
Just don't know how to do that.
That's my goal. I want to figure it out.
Yeah, me too.
So, yes, Rana, just remember you are worthy regardless. You are worthy regardless. And we got to live with that. We got to remember that.
Yeah.
So, it's tough. It's really, really tough. You know, because there's a lot of people out here that are going through the same thing, and they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know how to, live life.
Well, that's basically my position right now, because my mom just died, and well, that's neither here nor there. But it's like I have nobody at all to talk to except you guys, and I know a lot of tons of people online on YouTube, but it's not the same thing as having a real friend, that you can trust.
You know what's crazy is I've met some really solid people on YouTube, believe it or not.
Yeah.
All right, Willow. Have a good night. Sweet
Good night,
dreams.
Willow. Good night.
So I've learned over time, okay, through this journey, even though I struggle, I realize I'm not alone in this struggle. There are people around me in this community that have similar struggles.
Yeah.
And I think in this journey, we can figure out ways to help each other.
We have to.
So, but while we're here, okay, while people are watching, there's going to be people replaying this, okay? I want to change the subject for a second, okay, and then we're going to get back to it.
Hey.
On my community wall on YouTube, there is a petition, and I know people are not a fan of change.org, but it does. If we can get this petition out there, okay. I want to, because you guys know I'm a survivor, okay?
Yeah.
And I have a dear friend. I've had him up on panel. He shared his story. His name is Get to Know Stop, okay? And so let me. I want to share the screen.
Is that about the pedo?
No, don't say nothing out loud. I'm going to share the screen, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me. So if you can, all right. I'm not sharing a video. I'm just sharing a screen. There's a petition. You know where my community wall is? Okay. Right here Okay. Click on this petition. Give me just a second. All right, hold on. This petition right here. Sign this petition, please.
Okay, I don't like to sign stuff, but I will definitely sign that.
Thank you, Rondaroo. To my community wall. We need to make a change. We got to protect children.
Yeah, what do we do with them kind of people?
Need to make stricter laws. Need to make stricter laws for those people. There are too many lenient laws for those people.
Exactly, I know. What about
being huh?
I thought there was like a special island, kind of like
no, there isn't.
There isn't?
No, there isn't. No.
Oh, okay.
They need to make stricter laws. Okay.
I don't think that's
there are people
because they're crazy. Well, they're bad.
The thing is, right, is the harsher the penalty, the more fear it will put in people. The harsher the penalty. The harsher the penalty.
Okay? Scare tactics.
The harsher the penalty.
In my opinion,
there's no opinions. There's no opinions.
I can only say my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, the death sentence. I mean,
I agree with that.
Okay, I was afraid to say that out loud. Huh?
Ooh.
I agree with that.
What do you think about this?
What?
Like, we want to test to see if we can live on Mars or, live in space. They're perfect test subjects.
Yeah.
Shoot them up in space to go to Mars. See how long it took to get there, and if they can survive on out on the world or something.
Yeah.
That was evil.
Thank you, BB. So back to illnesses, chronic illnesses, and depression. I just wanted to put that out there and share that with you guys.
The biggest problem is, I would say that now I'm not talking about the subject of the petition, but the biggest problem is, in my opinion, is the lack of regulations on internet.
Yep.
The problem right now is Tors, right? You have, of course, VPNs and stuff, but Tors are where a lot of the big time people are on, and it's so private that not even the FBI can really get into the Tors as easy as they can VPNs and things like that. So that's the problem. And regulations on internet needs to be stronger. Bullying is one of them, right? Bullying could be something that could be put on regulations on, but they don't do that. They're trying to give you the freedom of internet or whatever, even though it's not free, because they do monitor a lot of things you do, even if you're not into like the dark web or the deep dark web. But it's the internet is a big issue. 100%. That is a big issue.
I mean, they can monitor me. That's fine. It'd be monitored everybody. It'd be safer for everyone.
Well, here's the thing, oh,
go ahead. What?
That's tough. That's tough. The invasion of privacy.
Yeah, invasion of privacy. You know what I think is really good right now? Yeah. Like, do you what is it? I'm probably gonna botch this. It's in Britain or whatever. They have TV, CBTVs all over the place. The cameras all over the place.
Oh yeah.
They can like track you wherever you go, walking around in the public, right?
Yep.
We should have that here. We should have more access, and people think it's invasion of privacy, but you're out in public, so it's not really invasion of privacy. CCTV, exactly. It's not. It's out in public.
Facial recognition.
So, well, they don't have. I don't know if they do. They have groups that sit there. I watch the videos and stuff on it. Where the people talk about it. They have multiple cameras, but they follow people, and like if there is a robbery or somebody got beat up or they got.
Yep.
Unalive, different things like that. They follow them where they go, and then their police can go and get them and stuff. But we should have more of that around here, to be honest, because there's so many things that are unsolved. And I think, but
NorCal Jim's got a good question.
Did government control, or less confused? Well,
oh, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one but they control us no matter what, right? You think you're free with your phone? I mean, come on.
We have our First
They don't control
Amendment. You got your
They
First
don't control
Amendment.
me.
You have a cell phone.
They don't tell me what time to get out of bed and what time to go to sleep. They don't tell me when yeah.
But if you did something really bad, they will know exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. Like the cell, they can control. I mean, they can do anything they want with cell phone stuff. It's just a matter of having, being up down that list of the people. I still think. I mean, come on.
All right, I want to change the subject. I need to create a Patreon for these type of conversations.
Or do it on your Discord.
Yeah, Discord. Yeah.
Discord's perfect.
Discord conversation. Yeah.
I have no idea what that means. I'm kind of new to this talking on here, but
yeah. So all right. Got to be careful of certain words we use.
Yeah.
There's certain words that I do not like being used.
I'll say I'm not afraid of AI or technology like other people. I'm not afraid of it.
But back to illnesses and depression. Let's get back to that.
Yeah, I'll be more.
We were getting ready to go off the rails. Okay. Yeah. I do not want to go into that world. I don't talk politics and I don't talk religion. And we were getting ready to go into politics. So that's two things I don't talk about on this channel.
Excuse me.
Because it creates a conflict.
I see
everybody has their belief system, and I want to leave it that way. So back to illnesses and depression. Anything else of a topic, we could talk about it in Discord. More power. Okay? But here, I want to keep it, yes.
So the biggest issue with illnesses and depression, in my experience, is the fact of not being able to do the passions, right? Doing the things that get my mind clear. I can't do music anymore. Really, I can't do it at all. I don't have the energy to watch a movie. Like, I'm a movie buff. I know a lot about movies and stuff. I lose the ability for that, or even trust. Like, even going out and hang out with my son, I get so tired and I feel so in so much pain and stuff. I was like, I just can't do it. I can't get myself up to like go and hang out with my son, go out and do stuff, take the dog for a walk, things like that. That's the because not only is my illness causing that, it's the depression is causing that too. So it's like two things in one, right?
Yep.
And it makes it so damn hard. Like, I wish I can go do stuff. I wish I had the energy. I like to go to concerts again and probably see a band that's not going to be a band anymore. Like System of a Down came back out with music or is traveling around. I like to go see them before they break up again, but I can't do it anymore. And that is very depressing. But that's just how it is for me. Like everything I can't do anymore, it's very depressing. I can't even cook. I don't even cook anyways, but like if I was to use the stove, I'll probably burn my hand. I've gotten close to doing it so many times.
So with me, with me, when when you wake up and it feels like you never went to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
So can somebody drop my email address in chat? If you want to join my Discord, you have to send me an email, and I'll give you a link.
Yeah,
link.
Eddie, I did that, but I never got an email back.
I did. I emailed you back with the invite link.
Oh, because I don't have Discord. I have to have Discord first, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get that.
Low 12.
Are you
How
talking
you
about
doing?
Ada, Oklahoma? North Cal? I don't know. Do you ever feel like have you ever felt like this where you're driving around and you feel like nothing's real, like you're still in a dream and not woken up yet?
Me?
Yeah, you. Or anybody.
Like literally in a vehicle driving?
Yeah, and you're like, oh man, I feel like I'm in a dream. Like I haven't woken up yet. And everything around you feels fake in a way, like you're still in a dream.
That's DPDR. Depersonalization, derealization.
Oh, they never gave me a thing for it. That's when I got diagnosed with severe depression.
When's the last time you driven, Viper?
Well, the last time I drove was when I stopped driving because I almost got in a wreck because I was seeing double. But that's when I got diagnosed first with sort of severe depression and anxiety, was having those episodes where I'm not fully awake. I don't feel fully awake and I feel like I'm in a dream. And like it just things feel around me feel not real, I guess I'm the only one that has that. I don't know. It's really weird because I know my depression's getting really.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, I've never experienced that.
Well, I know my depression's getting really bad when that happens because the first time it happened, I was seeing things come out of the wall. That was a complete different thing, but I was suffering from a lot of things. But yeah, I know depression has many causes, but that's supposedly one of the common causes of severe depression, or one of the common things of severe depression. What all the therapists and everybody are telling me is that right there is one of the common things. Is feeling like you're not awake and you're still like you're in a dream or a dream state or something like that. And I mean, I do have things. You just said the word. It's not that full word, but it's kind of like that, where I feel like I'm in a different time. Like I feel like I did when I was a kid. The walls look different, things like that. I do have those things, and that's why
dysphoria.
Do what?
You talking about dysphoria?
Are you talking about what I before or right now?
You're talking about the word he said was called dysphoria.
No.
Oh, dysphoria is what it's called when you feel like you're in a dream?
Depersonalization.
Yeah, I think it's dysphoria. No, depersonalization is what multiple personalities used to be called.
Yeah, because the other thing is dissociation is what I deal with now, where I can see the walls look different, but it's like I'm a kid again. It's like I can see the walls are brown even though they're white. I can smell the air smells different. The wind feels different. I've been having those things like when I hear something like a car driving or the wind blowing, it like brings out this feeling sometimes. And that was dissociation is what they're calling it. And that's one of the reasons I'm on one of the pills I'm on. But yeah, but this is with severe depression. It's like just feeling the fact that you're not awake. It's really weird. Man, I wish it's hard to explain. I guess you have to experience to really understand the feeling of it. But you're driving and you just don't feel awake. You feel like everything around you is part of your dream.
That would scare the shit out of me if I was driving.
It didn't scare me at the time, because I was having anxiety a lot too. I don't know.
Also, you're having a disassociation.
It all
No,
comes down to anxiety.
that's not what they
Yep.
called it when I went to the doctor for this. They actually were doing. I was at the hospital for this, but they didn't call it disassociation with that. My depression. They just said had severe depressive anxiety disorder, and that's just what they called it. But it was that feeling of not like I'm still not awake, and everything around me is part of the dream, even though it's really there. It's just that feeling, the look. You feel like
Yep.
you're out away from everybody in a way.
Is
You
it
don't
kind
feel fully awake.
Is it kind of like a feeling like you're not there? You're kind of watching over yourself.
No, not out of body. No, it's like I'm driving and I feel like I'm. It's hard to explain, man. It's like, okay, so when you're trying to run in a dream, where you sit there and you're running so hard and it's like you're falling over your feet and you're trying to get back up and run, and it feels like you can't run. That's how it feels, and that's how it felt in real life when I was suffering my. So this is like right before I tried to unalive myself.
Yep.
So I had a lot going on at that time. That was through my divorce and everything. That's when my anxiety got really serious, where I was passing out because people will come and talk to me and I start shaking and I can't breathe. My chest feels tight. But now I don't have that right now. Why disassociation is what that word that they said. Disassociation is now, where I feel like I feel like I'm a kid again, or like I'm in a room. Like I have these memories coming up of being in a room. And everything looks different, and the wind sounds different. The air smells different. Like if somebody's cooking, like when I lived in Mississippi back when I was a little kid, I could smell the difference. And that, they said, was disassociation. And I have 3 therapists, and they all agree with this thing, and they're about to actually probably test me for OCD. They're going to send me to a psychiatrist for some other testing. And so I was having those feelings, and I write every time I have feelings, different things like that. I write notes. I constantly write notes to myself. And I was having those things, and it's like 2 seconds, 3. It's not that long. It's like I'll lay down, I hear a car drive by, and then the wind blows, and it's like a memory or something. And it's like everything around me is different. I feel like I'm laying on a couch instead of being on a bed. And I see the walls are different, or they're brown instead of white, or instead of gray, they're brown. And I see the differences and stuff. So I don't know. I'm a psycho, I guess. But
No.
That's what I've been dealing with.
Yeah,
That's what I've been dealing
What's
with.
up, Rubber? How you doing? How you doing, Rubber? Vermont Cheddar, how you doing?
People are saying all these words in here, which I'm not a professional. I don't know these words. But
they're just trying to understand. Is it this?
Yeah,
Is it this?
What they told me? What they told me is I'm having disassociation issues. And probably more likely bringing up memories from back when I was a kid, because I have a whole part of my life that's blank, that I have really no memories or hazy memories of, or flashes of. And they're saying I'm probably bringing up stuff, and that certain things are triggering the disassociation. I don't know what it is. We haven't figured it out yet, but it could be the wind. It could be a car driving by and how it hits the water, or how it makes, cars make a clicking noise, or the tires make a popping clicking noise when they drive on a road, because the roads, or here at least, the roads are shit, so they're uneven or something. And just those type of sounds could cause one of those things to happen, and then it's like I disassociate from the now.
Tell me if this sounds right. Disassociation is a mental process where a person's experiences a disconnection from their thoughts, feelings, memories, or a sense of self. Symptoms of disassociation can vary depending on the severity and type of disassociation, but may include cognitive, memory lapses or blackouts, confusion about identity or personal history, difficulty concentrating or focusing, and feeling like a spectator in one's life.
Kind of like that, yeah. Because I
Okay.
can't control when this happens. And I have a certain feeling, but I can't control what I'm doing at that time.
So you felt
As
like a
in,
spectator.
well, in a way, yeah, because I'm seeing this life. I can see through the eyes of. It feels like I'm a kid again, but I can see through my eyes, but I can't control what's happening. Like I can't get up and wave and be like, "Oh my god, I get to play with toys again." No, it's like it's just everything around me changes, but it's really fast. 2 seconds. It's not that long, and it just happens every now and then, and it's really weird. I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When this happens, are you in full control of yourself?
No, like so. The best point. Okay, the best way, like when you lay down. If you've ever smoked pot before and you feel really high and you lay down and you just feel like, oh, I'm floating. That's kind of how it is. I'm
Pot made me
floating.
so paranoid. I couldn't move for an hour. Oh my god, it's like oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
my
messed
worst
up. And
fear.
this stuff started happening after my grandma died because, of course, my dad died, and then right after that, my grandma died. This is
You
not
can
too
come up,
long
Sarah.
ago, and I keep on having these issues. Like I was also having visual problems, and I was hearing things. I kept on hearing my grandma. What happened?
Is that you, Sarah?
That is me.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
So, what was your input?
Well, as far as the dissociation, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Um, my partner actually has been diagnosed with schizoaffective, and one of his biggest defense mechanisms, because I truly believe that his mental illness, just in my humble opinion, is due to trauma, and it's like a defense mechanism. And when he dissociates, I kind of talk to him in depth about it because I'm fascinated by all the psychology and I'm going to school for it. And it's like he says he feels like a spectator, like he's not himself. And before he got on the meds he's on, like he would have different identities. So as far as dissociative identity disorder, he never was diagnosed with that, but I would sit and I would, oh, can you hear me? Sorry. I would sit
Yep.
and I would sit and I would talk to him and these different identities, because it was like I would try to figure out how to help him through it, because it's when it's somebody you love and you see them going through something, you want to try to figure out how to help them. Like, I wouldn't be able to get him out of this, but I would try to talk him through it and try to figure out, well, what triggered you? How did this happen? So I have asked him before, what do you feel when you're in this? And it's like it's almost like he says he's like a spectator. Like the visual he gave me was like he's hiding inside his own body, if that makes any sense. Like
That makes
he's
sense.
inside himself, and he's
Go
like
get my headphones. I'll be right back so there's no echo. Sorry to interrupt.
I've
You're
heard
good.
that before.
So
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't feel like I'm a spectator of myself per se, because it's not like I'm seeing anything, but I'm seeing through the eyes, and I feel like I'm a child again. I feel really young, and I can't control what I'm doing in the vision, or in that it lasts only 2 seconds, and that's all. Like it would be like I lay down, everything. I feel like I'm in a different time. I feel like everything around me, the smells are different because I have really good smell, and the smells are different. The hearing things. I was actually had one of my episodes. I heard the wind, and I heard some. It was raining a little bit, and I heard some of the rain hit, and then the way the wind blew with the rain, and I instantly. Oh, she jumped off. I instantly felt like I was fishing. I could smell fish. I could smell the baits we used to fish with. I could smell all that stuff. It was so weird. I could hear the water from the lake, smell the nasty ass water from the lake.
It's like you're having memories.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're saying that I'm having these memory lapses, like memories come up that are forgotten or something. I don't know. I come from trauma, definitely, but I don't know. They're saying a lot of different things. They keep on writing notes and stuff on it. She yeeted herself. You have to post the thing again, or it's up there. Actually, 6, 7 up. But it was I don't know. That's kind of how it is. I wouldn't say I have DID or anything, but they said I'm disassociating, which I don't know. I don't understand. I don't have a degree in this shit. And it's like I have 3 different therapists diagnosing me, and they're looking right now into working with the fact that I have really bad OCD problems, I guess. And then they're going to get me in with a psychologist to get a full diagnosis
Can
of
I
that.
can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think OCD is a side effect of a primary problem.
Could be. Could be.
Like,
You know, it's not all equal. We're all different, but I just
Yes.
want to say, like sometimes, like I walk out of the house this way, something bad happens, I'll never walk in that house the same way again.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Crooked
mine's a
Arrow said yes,
little
it is. And
mine's
she
a
also
little
said
bit different.
smells are closest link to memory. Number 1 sense.
Oh yeah.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like when you hear a song, if you're going to the beach or something, and just everything just hits back from way years ago. You know.
Yeah, that's why I make a note for my even for my mental, I call it mental med clinic. I have notes for them too. But they have me on something to help with the hallucinations and the hearing things, verbal and um, auditorial and visual hallucinations and stuff. But my OC, so they're saying I have OCD. They're thinking I have OCD because I have these ticks I do. It's really weird. I have weird things I do, and I can't explain it, but I've had it since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
And
you know, like step on a crack, break your mother's back, whatever. You know.
yeah, I have to smell things before I have to smell like a bowl before I use it, or I
I
won't
was
use it because it's too
I,
dirty.
I was diagnosed with OCD when I was 13, and it went away over the years, but I still get it once in a while, and I totally understand it. I mean, like
Well,
everybody
you
knows
have it.
about.
OCD is an effect from a cause linked to helplessness, the need to
I think
control
is
their environment to suit them.
That's right. That's right.
activism or something.
It's a fear of losing control.
Yes.
Correct. I mean, I think so because, like I said, if something bad happens one day, when I do something one way, I'll never do it the same way again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
So
unique. You're not. No one's weird. Everybody's unique.
I also have problems with people touching me because if somebody touches me, I feel dirty and I have to get a shower or clean. Because
yeah, I don't like
if they touch me,
being.
even if I'm wearing a jacket, I feel like their sickness went through the jacket into me, and I feel so dirty. It's oh god, it's so annoying because like I wash my hands so damn much that my hands crackle and break up, and my skin starts bleeding.
That's basic OCD. Yeah.
You know, it could be primary or secondary. I mean, you don't know.
Because like if I go to get a paper towel, I have to rip the first paper towel off and I'll lay it on the counter. I won't use that because it's dirty.
Oh,
Then I have to get
yeah,
another paper towel just to use it.
I completely understand. When I walk my dog, like in the backyard or something that's fenced in, I have to jump around and make the same path every time and make sure it's the same path. Otherwise, I feel like I'm destroying a pattern that's keeping me safe.
Yeah.
When I was in
Uh,
5th grade, it took me like almost 3 hours just to get ready for school. And then my parents had to drag me to school. I mean, because
So, do you know the difference between OCD and OCPD?
I do
don't
not
know.
actually. If you want to expand on that,
what's the P stand for?
Personality disorder.
Oh,
Hello.
no.
so does that kind of blend with
So
like
you have
bipolar or something?
no,
No,
no.
not me.
You have obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
Yes.
Safety through control. Excessive
Yes. You get
devotion
something
to.
in your there was some time in your life, your childhood, that you couldn't control a situation but you wanted to.
Hold
It's
on,
some
Miss
sort of
Sherry.
okay.
Hold on, Miss Sherry. I'm reading this. I'm reading it, and then we can discuss it.
Okay, baby.
So we have this is OCPD, a sophisticated defense structure within the personality designed to protect against the discomfort of perceived flaws or inadequacies. Safety through control, manifested by difficulties in delegating adherence to rules and routines or rigid moral code. Excessive devotion to productivity, an overarching need to be productive paired with challenges relaxing. High need for orderliness. The pursuit of order and control complicates task completion and contributes to distress.
That's me.
Distressing perfectionism. Perfectionism is significantly affects emotion, health, and relationships. Ego syntonic. Behaviors are in harmony with the individual's self-perception and values viewed as rational. That's a obsessive compulsive personality disorder. And then you have OCD, driven by an urgent need to ease anxiety from restlessness, obsessions, resulting in compulsive behaviors to mitigate these intrusive thoughts. Safety through compulsions. Obsessions increase anxiety, which then leads to compulsive behaviors intended to ease these fears. The presence of obsessions, persistent and distressing thoughts, images, urges, and sensations that invade the mind. The presence of compulsions, actions undertaken to neutralize obsessions and reduce distress though temporarily. Attention and focus difficulties. Obsessions strain executive functions, impacting focus and attention. Ego dystonic. Actions and thoughts feel aligned. Okay, aligned to one's self-concept, recognized as irrational, amplifying anxiety and distress. So the things that overlap, they overlap with each other. Okay.
Like a compounding medication. They just
Yes. So the overlap is tendency towards risk avoidance, patterns of thought and behavior that cause distress, a preference for routine and familiarity, elevated need for control to reduce anxiety, obsessional tendencies,
I think I
difficulty
have both.
tolerating. Huh?
I'm sorry, but I think I have both.
Obsessional tendencies,
Eddie,
difficulty tolerating uncertainty, common concurrence with autism and ADHD. So, Before you say you think you have both, make sure you seek a professional.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seek a professional
I was
before you
going to talk.
diagnose yourself.
I
Go ahead,
wanted to
Therapy.
Sherry.
talk. I
I'm giving
wanted
you
to
the
talk
floor.
about a
Go,
friend.
Sherry.
I wanted to talk about a friend that we were late to the airport because we were flying to Ohio to see her father, and she had to go and lock the doors like probably 15 to 20 times. She had to go check this and make sure everything was unplugged in the house and everything and everything and everything. I mean, and then we'd get in the car. I'd start to back out. She'd say, "Wait, let me out. I've got to go check the doors again." Take her key, open the door, go through, check all the doors again. Check the garage, check everything. I mean, it was check, check, check. But see, somewhere along the way, she lost control of herself. So, the people that are out of control try to control the most, and they try to control themselves. And by doing this particular habit repeatedly, gives them a sense of relief, just like rocking back and forth. Some people rock back and forth, or they got to swing that leg, whatever. That's a
Yeah.
sense. That's a sense of self-soothing. That's what you do in your, and so it's the OCD person, or OCD.
It's like rubbing your chin or
Yeah, or stroking your beard.
chewing on a toothpick
Stroking your
or
beard like 50 times, Eddie.
It's a compulsion.
I know I'm teasing you, honey.
Yes.
But you know what I'm talking about. I'm serious. That's a true story. And she was one of the best teachers at the whole school because she was OCD about that. Really.
So
I had to write
it,
notes to myself on mine because it gets so annoying. I can't stop doing stuff sometimes. I can't touch a door handle or anything without having my hands wrapped up.
Are you germophobic?
I kind of am, yeah. Which
I
it's
kind of
really
am
weird.
too.
It's really weird because like I am a germophobic in a way. Like if I throw something away and I feel like I got too close to the trash can, I have to wash my hands because I feel like I just touched the trash can even though I
Oh,
same
didn't
yeah,
touch
yeah,
it.
same
yeah,
as
yeah,
I.
yeah.
Like when I walk into a store, I put my jacket over my hand, open the door with that.
Oh, you want to hear what's weird, Vermont?
But COVID helped me get over a lot of it because
Have you ever opened a door using the bottom handle where nobody usually touches it?
I can
I mean, I
open a
pull the
door
door
with a
open at the bottom,
string from 10 feet away.
and then I've got my hand sanitizer out, and but I think that's from teaching, having to be really cautious at
By the
school.
way, I love your accent.
Well, thank you so much.
It's
I'm
very
not,
cool. It's very unique.
I'm not sure what it is, but
I don't know. I'm not
it's not
guessing. I'm not
very,
saying.
it's not very southern. I am a southern lady, but you know what? I'm not that. I don't sound that southern because my mother would let us talk like that.
You almost sound like somehow like maybe like a little like outlaw blues Johnny Cash type of stuff.
More like Janis Joplin.
So
Yeah, yeah.
another one of my ticks that I have, which we talk about in my therapy session too, is if I see one headlight, I have to tap tap up tap every time.
Oh yes, Vermont. I know what you mean. I have to do everything at threes. When I pet my dog,
Yeah, I hate even
I have to
numbers. I
tap. I have
hate
to tap
even
her at
numbers.
fives. My dog knows it. When I tap her at fives, she's calm, and everything's okay. One, two, three, four, five, and then I do things by threes. I don't know what the heck's wrong with me, but I think I have a little OCD too. Just a little. I got too much of anything else to
Listen,
be
we
that
all
big of
have a little
OCD.
something, you
Yeah,
know.
that's what I said. All middle,
That's what we're trying to do is break the stigma here.
all mental illnesses are really they're overlapping. If you want to know the truth, they're overlapping. Go look up the DMS-5 and see if I'm not right. They are overlapping. Borderline personality disorder is related to bipolar. Bipolar is related to depression.
And
Depression is
cluster
related
B,
to anxiety. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and
Yeah,
on.
that's why they want me to see an actual psychologist with an official diagnosis beforehand. That's why they're going to help me get a psychologist. I have, like I said, I have
don't be afraid to
three.
shop around, man.
Oh, I'm not
Don't
Yeah.
be
afraid. Oh,
afraid.
I'm not afraid to shop
Do
around.
shop around, please, because I knew one that was a shaman, and he was not very good about stuff at all. He got fired, and he got ran out of the state because he was doing stuff that I can't even
Yeah, I'm
mention.
really picky. I went through a lot of
Be
therapists before
careful.
I found some
Be
that
careful.
I appreciated because they didn't try and tell me. Like, okay, so this one therapist, which ended it's so funny because it ended up being it was their main boss, right? The 3 therapists I have now, their main boss was trying to be my therapist at first, and I hate it so much. I hated her so much, dude. She was talking to me like I was a damn child,
Yeah,
and
it's
would they
like
have
they
that?
read from a book and
Yeah,
they
would they
just
have that?
talk to you and say what they're supposed to say instead of asking
Oh,
you
Vermont.
Yeah,
What's
a
when
worse is
personal
when they show
question.
you a CD or something
Yeah,
and
when they
make you
have
sit and
that,
watch it.
so how does it make you
That's not therapy.
feel with that soft
That's when you
child, like they're
leave.
talking to a child voice? And I was like, no. I was like, no. And I went to the next one, and the next one was kind of confused. And went to the next one. So I did shop. I do shop around. I don't. I don't
Because
mess
I
around
mean,
with it. They make me feel a
yeah,
certain way. I just won't deal with them.
unfortunately, sometimes you have to go out of pocket to find the good ones. Unfortunately,
Absolutely. Would you believe this? My psychiatrist, I didn't know this till after my sister, well, right before my sister died, which will be a year,
All
2
right,
years now.
NorCal.
But listen,
Thank you for being
this
here.
psychiatrist, the weirdest
peace
thing is
out, Jim.
I went to that psychiatrist and found out later my sister had been to the same one. And when they had no connection to each other at all, I was like, you're kidding me. No, I went to her. I said, and she's not even in a town where either of us live. It was weird as you know what. It was weird.
So who thinks OCD comes or could come from trauma?
I do.
You
Well,
do?
I believe it does. Because like let's say for example, I close my garage door instead of walking out the side door, or vice versa, and I get in an accident or have a bad day or get in a fight, you know.
No fighting now.
No. I mean, on the streets back in the day.
Oh, back in the day. Good.
And so when something bad would happen, I would never repeat that same behavior again. So I do believe it comes from trauma.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
And
because when I was
like Eddie said, you want
Because,
to have some control, and it gives you a
yeah,
feeling of control.
yeah,
Like
when you
it's
were a
not.
child, you did not feel like you had any control in your household. You were told everything to do. You didn't have a chance to think for yourself because other people told you what to do. When you got to be an adult, you found something that you could control. And that's what I said earlier about people that are out of control are trying to get in control. They're the ones that are trying to be in control. You
Well,
know,
there's
and that's a
manipulators
fact.
and there's fixers. There are
Yeah.
people that want to help and
Oh,
people that
yeah.
want to hurt.
They want
And
to help everybody, and they know it just they know they've been hurt before doing that, but they continue to do it. That's a form of OCD too. Trying to think you can help everybody.
well, when I was like 3 years old, I almost drowned in Lake Huron in
I'm glad
Michigan.
you didn't.
Thank you. Me too. But I think all my problems stem from that. I've always thought that. So that could be my problem. The
when I
trauma.
was a kid, I think I lived in a haunted house, and I had these dreams that, like, I remember that, like, before I was even in my crib, like it was like Hellraiser before Hellraiser even came out.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't have like dreams. My life was my whole childhood was trauma.
Yeah,
My
basically, the
my
dream
whole
was
child.
the spikes came out of the walls, and then the walls and the floors started turning into triangles, and then closing until the spikes get closer and closer, and this Demon came out and started going and started laughing. Like, I don't want to try to,
Yep,
do
that's understandable.
impression.
We know where you're getting to. Yeah.
Vermont Cheddar, do you think you might have saw a scary movie and it just impacted you so much?
When I was in the 80s growing up, I remember
GMD. Hold on, pause for a
know-
second. I got to welcome in GMD. How you doing?
Oh,
Thank you for coming in.
hey, GMD.
I wish. I just want to say a few things. Like I hear people like having memories or like imaginations of things happening. I wish I had that. To be honest, growing up, from 5 years old, was trauma. I witnessed things that I shouldn't have witnessed. I've been through things that I shouldn't have been through.
Yeah.
Trauma plays a big role in my life. When I was 5 years old, I witnessed my god sister get taken advantage of. This is triggering.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just have to share this because it's on my mind right now. I witnessed my god sister get taken advantage of by 5 individuals. And all I could do is stand there and scream and cry because she was screaming for help. From 6 to 8 years old, I was SA'd and physically.
I'm so sorry, Eddie.
And then I went from that to the projects. So it's just, the thing is I could have went down a total path in life. And I didn't. And there's some days when I hear people's stories, I'm like, I wish they didn't. I wish they didn't have to go through it. Like, why am I here? Sometimes I ask why I'm here. I do. I ask that question, why I'm here.
I'll tell you why you're here.
Well, I know why I'm here. But my brain.
You mean earlier.
But the way my thought process is, like, this is the reason why I come live every more than normal. I've been going live twice a day now. It used to be just Monday, Sunday through Thursday, and have Friday and Saturday off.
I just don't want you to burn yourself out, man.
Well, the thing is when I get really deep into my depression, I come live. And when I go live, it goes away.
You feel like you communicate better and, vent and share and let everybody else share.
It's helping.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. That's great.
Yes. So
I love talking to you guys.
So
yeah, I've been through almost 30 years of therapy, and the psychiatrist I started seeing about 6 to 8 months ago was good, and this is the best therapy I've ever had in all the time I've seeked it. This group stuff, just sharing stories and understanding how we're all human, how we all adapt differently.
Yep.
And
yeah, look, it's going on an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, I came in late. Yeah.
Feels like 15, 20 minutes.
Well, that's when like when I used to drive home from playing poker, for 100 miles, it would feel like 10 minutes because I'd be listening to like Coast to Coast AM with George Norwell or whatever.
You enjoyed it, yeah.
Well, say it's almost like you find other people that kind of deal with and suffer with same problems or same things, that you can actually talk about with people that aren't going to judge. It's a different environment coming online versus going and talking to people. Or
I also
person.
find, for me personally, driving is a form of meditation. Like, if you could drive, without thinking, like kind of like autopilot, but you're still, aware, you're
Buy a
safe,
Tesla.
the time flies.
Yeah, that used to be music for me. I can't do it anymore. That's one thing I miss more than anything is doing music.
Side effect of our high-paced world.
So thank you, Jack Black, Powder Prepper. So talking without judgment and sharing openly our fragility is important. Kentucky Lee, how you doing? I hope you're doing all right, Kentucky Lee.
Is Sherry coming
I
back?
really do.
We don't know. I mean, it could be technical problems. It could be anything.
Throw the link out again.
Well, she was saying something, or going to say something, and then she just left.
So
You spelled my name wrong. No.
Sorry.
No.
So, it's been good live. Really good live.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually watch this from the beginning once it ends because I came in late and it seems like you guys had a good night.
There you go, allegedly speculating.
Yeah, that's correct.
Hopefully.
So, you need to call me, Kentucky Lee, so I can make sure everything's really going all right. I haven't heard from you.
Hey, Kentucky Lee, I don't know who you are. I think this is the first time I saw your name, but yeah, you could reach out to the Discord, and there's plenty of people there. Plenty of people.
Can I say something about the new Discord section really quick for people?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody that's having trouble running Discord, I'm working hard right now on making a tutorial video for basics on computer and doing one separately on a cell phone. So those that don't know Discord and want to know how to do certain basic things, I will make videos on that.
Okay, so you're gonna throw it on YouTube and we'll all help share it.
Oh, cool. How do you spell Discord? CH or no?
DIS.
CORD. DISCORD.
Okay,
Discord.
got it. I got it.
What's up, George? How you doing?
George? Yeah, I'm only I know there's a lot of people that are having trouble running Discord on the phone and even on PC. So I just wanted to do a tutorial to kind of show people how to do it. I can set up a time too later on that I could always do verbal. Like I got a voice channel in there too. So people can ask questions and walk through how to do certain things. But I don't think people need to know how to do all the more intense things, just basic things like muting, unmuting, and all that different stuff. So
yeah, like when you first go on Discord and all of a sudden your phone goes beep 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 beep, beep all day. So you got to learn how to set that up.
Yeah. That's one of the things is muting channels because that will annoy people when it's constantly beeping. Also, straying away from doing at all symbols so much, which it's not a bad thing, but when people constantly post and it's at all, it's like, and it has nothing to do with anything else other than, hey, look at this type thing. It can get annoying with those beeps, blah, 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 constantly beeping and stuff. But
yeah, I think the second important thing about Discord is know your channels versus your DMs because
I'm
they can
go
there's
through that too.
they look very alike. And sometimes you're thinking you're in a private and you're not, or vice versa.
I got a
So,
question for everyone, especially Eddie.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Do you all know how it feels when you like text somebody and they don't text you back right away, and then you're like, "Oh, damn, that person hates me." Stuff like that.
I
So,
100% know the feeling. I actually got through talking to my significant other about this today, and yeah, how like it could be damaging even come up here on panels or even go into YouTube channels with the same idea of sending a message and nobody sees it. Um, I understand that. Yeah, it you always expect to get that instant message, but you never get it, and then you start wondering, do they hate me? Do they think I'm weird? What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's my problem. Eddie, that's why I haven't been on the last two shows. I watched them, but I didn't participate because
all right, Richie, have a good night.
I was like, maybe I talk too much. I don't know. These guys don't like me because I talk too much, or I block my camera. But
Well,
everybody does.
if I will tell you this, okay, if I thought you talked too much, you wouldn't be up here.
Fair enough. Thanks, man.
I'm being straightforward.
Yeah, and the negative thoughts, like even I will say this because everyone says that the negative thoughts aren't true and all that, but it doesn't help it doesn't help it when you are depressed and you think
Exactly.
about it constantly. There's no way to really. I can't turn my mind off and on. I constantly feel like I like being up here. I constantly feel like secretly everyone goes back behind the scenes and talks crap about me or
you're a
doesn't
mind
like me.
racer. You're a mind racer.
I don't know what I am, but it's a
I
constant
mean,
thing.
you just can't sit down and go to sleep. Your mind just keeps ticking and spinning. And
I hear that. Yep.
But I can't. There's no way. I don't know. There's no way for me to even my family, like when my brother comes and stuff. This the way he talks and kind of his tone and stuff makes me feel like secretly he's kind of like dogging me in a way. And I know it's a bad thing. I can't control it though because it makes me feel horrible and alone. Which most of my stuff I can't talk about anyways, family and stuff because it's always comes back to religion or go get help, go to a doctor, it's shit like that. But
Exactly.
but everybody needs a respite every once in a while, and I'm about to take one.
A what?
Respite means like just you just break away for a little bit,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and you
I
just tell
thought.
people, listen, if it's an emergency, call me. Otherwise, don't bother me.
and
Yep.
I understand the multitasking. And see, and that's the problem though, because I know how it is to be somebody on the. I used to stream. I know how it is to not be able to answer every single person like, hey, how you doing, Vibrant? Hey, what's up? How are you playing? And all this, asking millions of questions and answer them fast enough before it gets to the end and you can't see it anymore. I understand how that all is. Even understanding it and being the one that tries to help people understand that everyone can't see everything with when you're streaming or on there, it still bothers me and I can't explain it. I don't know how to that's why I disappear a lot. And I did disappear for how long was it, Eddie? I was gone because I lost electricity and
Months.
I was gone for months. I lost electricity. My grandma just passed away. We couldn't pay for the house. A lot of stuff was happening. I was
Yeah,
I
it
think 2 or
seems
3
like
weeks without
when
electricity.
things happen, they all happen at once. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's crazy.
That's where I'm headed right now. Huh?
And I tell you one thing that was better. I didn't have to worry about all the drama that's around being online and all this stuff. And it was nice, but it was also kind of sucked at the fact that I didn't have people to talk to. I actually attempted during that whole time, to believe it or not. And most people don't know, and I don't talk about it really that much and stuff. But I have pills for that purpose on the side for that reason. So we were talking about it. I was going to my virtual therapies. We're doing it virtually online on my phone. I would go there and I would connect to their Wi-Fi to talk to people and all that stuff. So it was a struggle. We got the electricity back on, internet, finally paid the internet, got it back on. I was doing virtual stuff and back and forth. Had to go to a couple hours away just to deal with the passing of my grams and my dad. And yeah, but
That's
Yeah, man.
that's hard to deal with. I know.
I was lucky enough to lose my grandparents, all of them, when I was really young. I lost my last grandparent at 17, but the rest died before I was like 10. So like I think I got a lot of, you know, because I wasn't, as old or mature or whatever, like I didn't understand. So
yeah, and here's the thing: I don't even really have family if I disappear. The only people I have are the people online. I have my son, of course, but he's young enough that he doesn't.
oh, God bless you for that. I
Yeah, I
don't have a
can't.
son.
Yeah, because I can't talk to him about certain things. I don't want to put that in his mind, and I don't get along with
Yeah,
his mom.
I understand that. So you wanna give wisdom and this or that, but you'd also don't want to pollute his mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even with my struggles, what I try and do though is I tried to be happy for him, do things for him. I probably spoil him when it comes to his birthday or Christmas because I do it for him. I want him to have a better life than I had growing up. I want it to be 100 times better than what I had growing up.
Well,
I don't want to
my
have like
parents,
stepmothers constantly all the time.
That's a
yeah,
parent's dream.
I don't know who's supposed to talk right now.
I'm gonna shut up for a minute.
No, I was just saying my parents came from a very, very, very poor neighborhood. We were projects, Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Sunset Park.
Yep.
And luckily my father, you know, he did night school while he worked. He got drafted when he came home from the army. By law, they had to give him his job back. And he just rose up and he became successful. But he's also a very big control freak, narcissist. You know, if you don't do what I do, you're wrong. Like, and so what I'm saying is, if you give your kid too easy, like I was given, maybe it might not help. Like, what's in your best interest might hurt them. Sometimes a dose of reality is good as long as you're not being abuseful or you know, what I'm trying to say. It's like,
Yeah, but I also feel kind of bad because I'm not gonna go into the history, but he
no, nothing personal,
he comes
nothing
from
personal.
bad stuff because of his mom. So I kind of like I know he had to go through so many different doctors and the child protective services. They had to have these little child psychologist people work with them and stuff. He
Oh,
went through a lot,
oh yeah,
and
that's very complicated, way above my head, way
yeah,
above my.
he when he was 2 years old, right? He couldn't see his mom for a couple of years, about a year and a half or so. So. But
So
yeah, it was a headache back then. Sorry.
how you
I
doing,
just want.
Gator? I hope you're doing well, Gator.
Hey, what's up, Gator? So I just want to say something funny. Is like when I would go to the supermarket when I was a kid. Like if I ever got sick, right, and I would be at school, the pharmacy would be in the supermarket, right. And while my mom was getting, my medicine, or you remember that old stuff that tasted like bubble gum?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I just walked down like the CD and VHS aisle, and there'd be all like Friday the 13th, and like I saw Ghoulies. You ever remember the cover of Ghoulies?
Coolies.
Ghoulies
Ghoulies.
or Goonies?
Ghoulies.
No.
I don't know what
They were
that
like
is.
they came out through the toilet or something on the front cover.
Oh, is it the Critters?
I don't know. I mean,
Critters has a front
I'm not a
cover.
mod, so I can't send a link or anything. But no, not Goonies. I know Goonies. I love Goonies too. It's not Goonies. It's called Ghoulies, and basically like, they would come out of the toilet, and so like for like years I was scared to sit on the toilet.
That's funny.
So you know, it could even be some of our culture that lets some of these things. It might not all be family or
They're
like
called groovy. They were called groovy ghoulies.
Groovy Ghoulies. You
Well,
know,
GHOULIS, I think.
Okay, GH. Okay, let me look up.
you guys might be too young for this, but the movie that
It-
scared the heck out of me was The Exorcist.
Oh,
Okay,
I
I know what you're
remember.
talking about. Ghoulies. This
Yeah,
right here.
like I was very young and I used to see the cover every time I was at the supermarket, and it would just give me freaking nightmares.
Yeah, I found it. I found it. I found it. This right here.
You don't have to
Vibrant.
show anything.
Oh,
This right here. Ghoulies. They'll get you in the end.
Yeah, that's the cover. That's
oh, yeah.
the cover. Yeah, like little like evil fairy leprechaun type that
That's
would
like
just
early 80s.
yeah,
Yep.
mid 80s maybe.
All right.
But all right, Eddie,
So
you
I
take
want to thank
control.
everybody. I want to thank everybody for being up here.
I want to thank you, Eddie, for having us here.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie.
So thank you, Vermont Cheddar. Thank you, Kevin. Viperin.
Thank you very much. Yep.
And
All right.
everybody in chat, all the nice
So,
stuff you've said. Thank you.
yep. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be doing a live on grief and loss tomorrow, Sunday.
Monday.
That's one I'm very interested in
Monday, grief and loss.
because I don't know if after 4 years I'm still grieving or not. So I would like to hear your take on it.
So I will be doing a live tomorrow, grief and loss, Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'm gonna mute and peace out. I love you all. Be well, be happy, be good to people.
Rock on. Have a good night.
See you later.
Okay. Thanks for having me up here, dude.
You too, Viper, and thank you for being up here.
Mm-hmm. Peace.
So, before I end this live out, I will be live at 2:30 in the morning, talking about my friend Paul and what he's going through right now, and seeing if the community can come together with something. But until then, I will see you guys either at 2:30 in the morning and at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grief and loss. And Kentucky Lee, I'm going to ring you right now. All Things Serious is out, my friends.